Hey fam, welcome back to American MMO, the only gaming channel on YouTube that will never tease you with content not coming to your Western keyboard. My name is Kane, 20-year veteran of the MMO community, loving all things games. On today's video, we're going to be talking about the top 5 MMOs coming to North America. Hope you're ready, here we go. Number 5, Ascent Infinite Realm, or as our common folk call it, Air. Air is developed by Bluehole and publisher Catico Games. Air takes place in a high fantasy steampunk world where machines and magic rule, and everyone is dependent on flight to explore, travel, and conquer. You're constantly in search of a new home. Adventurers take to the skies using a wide selection of airships, vehicles, and flying mounts to traverse Air's open, highly vertical world. Vehicles and mounts in Air serve more than just the purpose of transportation. They will also provide adventurers with the ultimate battle experience, large-scale realm vs. realm PvP mode. In RVR, factions fight for fame and glory, taking turns to lead offensive and defensive efforts using all kinds of fantastical flying vehicles. Players can also join the fight from the ground with mechs and use anti-air artillery to fight airborne threats or initiate ground-based aerial attacks depending on the map and strategy. Various strategic weapons such as cannons, mines, and attack buffs are at each faction's disposal to tip the balance in their favor. The combination of ground-based and aerial combat makes each fight strategically challenging and extremely dynamic. Most of Air's content is highly customizable, allowing players to tailor detailed aspects of their play experience and unleash their own creativity. An airship, for instance, can have its type of appearance, color, and performance modified. Players can even create their own quests, alter their hunting grounds, or change the difficulty when battling monsters inside a dungeon or arena. Recently, Catico has also teased about the introduction of the oh-so-popular pets, and we're just praying that it isn't a cash grab. As of right now, Air is already in its open beta overseas, and it's hoping for a Western release in early to mid-2020. Keep your eyes on this one. Number 4, Last Oasis. Publisher and developer are both by Donkey Crew. Last Oasis takes place in a world where the moon has been completely destroyed, and Earth's rotation has completely stopped. This creates two wastelands, a terrible icy ruin, and on the other side a nightmarish dark desert. The remaining humans are now stuck trying to survive the strip between the two, which is called the Twilight. This sandbox survival MMO ticks a lot of the boxes you'd expect from the best survival games on PC, but as you noticed from the video, it has kind of an exciting hook compared to all those other ones. Giant wooden mechs called walkers. Everybody loves a good Star Wars reference. Those walkers are used to travel and building in an additional combat, and can be upgraded with new bonuses and different sorts of attachments along the way. Eventually, this all leads into giant clan wars between swarms of walkers, some small and some enormous, as demonstrated in this video trailer. The economy is intended to be player-driven, so that the need for resources drives all sorts of different playstyles, from harvesters and traders to pirates and even mercenaries. This way, Last Oasis has a varied world, full of a range of different people and players, where clans can emerge with tons of different results. We'll see how this overall broader goals work in the end, but I cannot overstate the coolness of these mechs. Just look at them. Very, very smooth and very, very cool. Last Oasis comes into a pretty crowded genre, but there's enough unique flavor in this pitch to help it stand apart. Here's hoping the game lives up to its promise. We can get your hands on Last Oasis very, very soon, right around the corner on September 3rd, 2019, and Last Oasis will be available on Steam. Number 3, Legends of Aria. Publisher and developer, Citadel Studios. Legends of Aria, formerly known as Shards Online, is breaking away from the modern MMO conventions of, those things, what are they called? Oh, levels, classes, and quest grinds? Nah, we don't need any of that in Legends of Aria. Instead, it is returning to a living virtual world where stories emerge naturally as players explore the worlds laid out before them. Think of The Sims, I guess? The game launches as a complete game containing several official rule sets. The current plan includes one with a well-balanced set of gameplay, a hardcore PvP battle royale, and even one featuring permanent character death. When I think of that, I think of Diablo Hardcore, the ultimate game of risk versus reward. Legends of Aria is the first game that legitimately allows players to run and moderate their own game worlds with the potential to support thousands of users at one time. You can customize every aspect of the server's gameplay experience, from character development to combat to items and equipment. You can even go in there and customize monsters' AI. Players can even add completely custom game worlds. Lucky for you, this game launched early access on Steam August 6th. I highly recommend you go check out this game. It is very fun. Number 2, Dual Universe. Publisher and developer, Nova Corp. Dual Universe is an up-and-coming sci-fi space simulation MMO, with every construction and ship built in-game by players. It's essentially a sandbox where players are tasked with building all of the civilization, economy, trade, and warfare. That means players will create their own enemies, have to defend themselves against those enemies, or defend themselves against other players and other players' enemies. That means players will form their own alliances, stake claim to their own civilizations, and could potentially block off rare resources from other players with military force. Honestly, the possibilities are endless, and at this point it's hard to tell if it's going to be a good thing or a bad thing. On one hand, we all love building stuff and crafting stuff, but on the other hand, you've always got those trolls, which have always been a problem on similar games like this before. Still, it's a promising concept, and it uses a continuous single shard server, meaning you'll essentially be able to play with millions of other players instead of the normal thousands. It's said to have the elements of EVE Online, meets Minecraft, meets No Man's Sky. Yeah, you can most definitely count me in for this one. This game is currently in pre-alpha 2 playtesting stage, and we are praying it will come out in 2020. Number 1, Crowfall. Publisher and developer, Artcraft. Any Game of Thrones fans out there? Well, look no further. This Game of Thrones simulator will have players battling for the right to the throne. Crowfall initially had its kickstart of $1.7 million. This Throne War Sandbox MMO will contain 5 different systems of worlds known as campaigns, and each world will have a different set of rules. The economy on Crowfall will be player-driven, allowing users to build their own empire. Crowfall will contain unique archetypes according to the development team. It even features a Game of Thrones-esque house banners right on the official site. Crowfall continues on its path towards release, and has given us a meaty status update on the state of development. Crowfall has officially launched version 5.100 titled Fortunes of War. In this update, we have a brand new world dedicated to teaching new players the ins and outs of the game, new classes, and a new vault system. Unlike many MMOs, you're not limited to a server, and can move freely wherever you wish. Since that includes higher risk PvP worlds, that also means some restrictions will come into effect to prevent things like unbalancing, though you can count on easier trade being a perk of being part of a winning guild. Being in early access, I can tell you that this game is going to be something special and definitely deserving as number 1 on our list of top 5 MMOs coming to North America. To get into early access for Crowfall, it does cost you $50, and the game is currently considered in pre-alpha. Recap time. Number 5, Ascent, Infinite Realm. Number 4, Last Oasis. Number 3, Legends of Aria. Number 2, Dual Universe. And numero uno, Crowfall.
Please like, please share, please subscribe,
and smash that like button.
King, ow, 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 ow.